Hi friends. This case was a surprise to me and likely will be to you as well. Just imagine this. Two men refusing to move out of their mother's home as they want her to use her money to feed and house them. Listen to the end to hear exactly what the judge thought of their plan. Let me share the details because elder abuse matters. This case comes from online news sources. A mother's love does have its limits, it seems, at least for a 75-year-old woman in northern Italy in the city of Pavia, who won a court order after suing to have her sons, age 40 and 42, removed from her house, according to the court clerk. The two sons, described in court papers by their mothers as parasites, have been living in the family apartment without contributing financially or helping around the house, according to the complaint filed by the woman in the district court. Both men are employed, the court's documents state. The judge sided with the retired mother, who is separated from the men's father and whose pension went entirely on food and maintenance of the home, ruling that the two bamboccioni, or big babies, have 2 months to vacate the premises. The judge wrote, "There is no provisions in the legislation which attributes to the adult child the unconditional right to remain in the home exclusively owned by the parents, against their will and by virtue of the family bond alone." The men who hired lawyers to fight the maternal eviction argued that Italian parents are required by law to take care of their children as long as necessary. But the judge cited existing law in her ruling and agreed that the stay in the property could initially be considered well-founded because the law is based on the maintenance obligation incumbent on the parent. She then ruled that it no longer appears justifiable considering the two defendants are subjects over 40 years of age, and once a certain age has been exceeded, the child can no longer expect the parents to contribute the maintenance obligation beyond limits that are no longer reasonable. After the ruling, the lawyer for the men stated that the men had not decided if they would appeal the court decision. This is not the first time mammoni, an Italian term used to describe adult men who are too dependent on their mothers, has cropped up in the legal system. In 2020, Italy's Supreme Court ruled against a 35-year-old man who worked as a part-time music teacher and who still expected financial support from his parents, after he argued that he could not support himself on the annual salary of US $21,000. On average, Italians leave their parental home at the average age of 30, according to the Eurostat 2022 data. Croatia is the highest in the European Union, with an average age of 33.4 years. And by contrast, offspring in Finland, Sweden, and Denmark start life on their own at the average age of 21, according to the same data. So friends, I recognize that some of the wording there by the judge and the courts was perhaps a little difficult to understand, but overall, I'm sure you can see that this is a crazy case with two grown men living off their mother's pension. Absolutely crazy. They were 40 and 42 years old, and they had jobs. She literally had to take them to court to evict these two parasites, as she called them, and they still tried to fight her on it. They have no respect, and I'm not sure how they ever found a lawyer to represent them. Who'd want anything to do with these two sloths? In fact, they could be using their resources to care for her, given she's 75 years old. So what do you think about this situation? Would you consider it a case of elder abuse? As always, leave your comments below for us all to enjoy. And let's hope that lazy men and women stop taking advantage of their elderly parents, because elder abuse matters. Friends, while we are not therapists, our goal here is to share abuse cases so that you'll know you're not alone if you too are suffering from elder abuse. We hope that it's somewhat therapeutic to hear other stories, and it may also be helpful to anonymously share your own story of abuse on this channel and help others. Just check the show notes below to find out how. And finally, take a moment and hit the like button, or even better, subscribe now to grow the channel so that together we can reduce the abuse, because elder abuse matters. Please stay safe, seek help, and know that I am praying for you.